look at Emma.
Hello, everyone. Was that loud? Sorry. Okay, good. All right. So today we have the BookTube panel. Are you guys all excited? Thank you all for coming. Okay, so first we have Emma. Come on up. And Sasha. And, oh, who's next? Hold on, I forgot. Brian. Hannah. And Ariel. Okay, everyone, grab your seats.
Please. Really though.
Okay, so we're gonna go into introductions. Emma, would you like to start?
Hi, I'm Emma from Emma Books. I have been on BookTube for about 4 years now.
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was going to be longer introductions. Hi, my name is Sasha Alsberg. I am the main person on the channel, a Bookutopian, the only person, so I'm not sure why I said that, but I've been doing YouTube for 5 years.
Hi, I'm Natasha from my channel, Tashapolis, and I have been doing YouTube for 4.5, I think. Yeah. Brand?
Hi, I'm Brandon from Brandon the Book Addict, and I've been doing BookTube for about 2.5 to 3 years now.
Hi, I'm Hannah from A Clockwork Reader, and I've been doing BookTube for 2.5 years now. Hello, is this on?
Can you guys hear?
Yeah. Can you hear that? Is that all cool? Okay, great. My name's Ariel, and I've been making BookTube videos for 7 years.
What?
When, I mention this all the time, but when I started, it wasn't called BookTube. We had no name. And I remember there was like a campaign to call it BookTube because some other people thought we should call it Booktubia. And I was like, nah, that's not gonna catch on.
Ariel, would you like to tell the audience what BookTube is if you guys have never heard of it before?
Yes, so if you are new to the wonderful world of BookTube, a quick summation in one sentence would be, it's a community of readers that love sharing their love of reading on YouTube. It's an opportunity for anyone of any background that reads any kind of book to share their love on video. It's a fantastic way to share discussion because you can have a back and forth between the creator of the video but also the commenter, the person that is watching the video. So there is such a wide variety of creativity on BookTube. It allows for things like you would expect, like a book review or a book discussion. Spoilers or no spoilers, up to you. But it also allows for like creative things like makeup look inspired by the cover of something or song inspired by the Hunger Games, etc.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel. Okay, so we are going to be answering your questions at the end of the panel. So this is for anyone who has a question about BookTube, who wants to join BookTube. We have a guy, he's going to run. We're going to pick somebody, so make sure you have those questions ready. But right now we're going to go into our own questions that we're going to answer, and then we're going to play a little game, and then we'll open it up to you guys, okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so my first question for my lovely co-panelists is if you guys have any advice for people who are new booktubers or looking to join BookTube, other than the typical, just give it a try, because I feel like that's kind of implied.
Oh, yeah, sure. So one thing that I always have to say is be authentically you, just because there's already another person out there that is themselves, and what will attract most people to your channel is you being different, you being you, and you being unique, because that's so important at the end of the day, because, you know, there's already a person out there, and if you really are inspired by that person, that is wonderful, be inspired by them, but also remember to be yourself. And I know how cheesy that can sound, but trust me, it works.
My advice would be blend your passions. Like if you love books, you love makeup, you love TV, have those all work together in some way to make your channel unique.
Another advice I would give out is also the library is your best friend, because I didn't think I had to buy books when I first started. So using the library is also really great. And another thing is when you first film and upload, it can be really intimidating, but upload it privately first and you can share it with your family and friends like a little icebreaker, and then get comfortable and used to it before you publicly make your videos public. So.
It was a lot easier for me to share with strangers than my family.
Actually, I think that for the first like 2 years, I wouldn't film when there was anyone in the house. Like I would just wait for my parents to go grocery shopping. I was like, "Hey everyone, I love books," and then I would hear the car come into the driveway. I was like, "I hate books. Goodbye."
Yeah, my advice would definitely be kind of similar to Sasha's about being authentically you. Talk about the things that you want to talk about. Don't make videos just because other people are making those specific videos. Make videos that you really want to see, because my favorite videos that I've ever made are the ones that I've just really, really felt like making. I didn't make them because like other people had made them. I just made them because I thought they were really cool ideas. And a lot of people like seeing that.
And I'm sorry.
No, go Emma.
I always say that people feel so afraid to start their channel. They're like, what if people from school find out? What if my family finds out? And they feel a lot of pressure just starting out. But I find the first few months of BookTube to be so precious because it's just you and your camera. There's no external pressures. And I feel like sometimes those first few months can be the most creative because you don't have to worry about anything other than the books you care about and talking about them online.
My tip is really, really boring, and it's just film in front of a window. That's such a good tip, though.
Lighting is key.
Yeah, because it's a visual medium and you're making a video, you want it to look semi-decent, and you can use like your phone to film. Your camera doesn't have to be that great. As long as you film in front of natural light, it'll look good.
Yeah, make sure you film in front of it, not like, yeah, make sure your camera's on the opposite side of the window, not like, make sure it's on the side of the window, not the opposite side, or else you'll be backlit and it'll look awful. I tried filming videos multiple times that way, and they're always the worst ones.
Unless you know how to use exposure and white balance.
Which I do not know. Okay, so my question is, if you could get a bookish tattoo, what would it be and why?
Well, I already can answer this because today, or not today, 3 days ago, I actually got a bookish tattoo from my favorite book series, the Raven Cycle series by Maggie Stiefvater. And I got Layla, it's right here.
First tattoo.
Yeah, it was my first tattoo, so.
I have 5 bookish tattoos. All of my bookish tattoos are bookish, obviously. And I don't know exactly what my next tattoo would be. It's definitely going to be bookish. I've kind of always wanted like a big Shadowhunter piece on my chest, but I don't know if I have the guts for that.
Yeah, that hurts. Like right here, it is painful. I mean, I'm not saying it from experience, but I have heard it's brutally awful. But it'll turn out beautiful.
Who doesn't have a tattoo on this panel?
Okay, so it's like
even.
I mean, I want one.
You want?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I tweeted about this a little while ago, how much like I really want a tattoo, but I'm terrified of pain because I'm a baby. But like I really, really want the Harry Potter stars like on my wrist because I just think it's such a cute tattoo. But I'm way too afraid to get it.
If I was forced under like martial law to get a tattoo, I would get 2 + 2 = 5 from 1984. Any classic fans out there? The idea basically being that like the government controls you into tricking what you think. And so 2 + 2 always = 4 unless the government tells you otherwise. So it would be a political statement, but I also think it would be a real conversation starter. Because everyone would see it and be like, dude, you messed up.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that my thistle tattoo is because of Outlander.
Yes, it is. It's inspired by Outlander. Don't even try. Stop.
So it's no, I was gonna say it's half inspired by Outlander, half inspired by Scotland because it is the national flower of Scotland, even though it's technically classified as a weed. But it's okay, it's a flower.
Like Ariel, if I was forced to get a tattoo, I would probably get a Bible verse on me. It would be, God is within her, she will not fall. Or I would get something by, like a quote from Jane Austen. Yeah. Oh, my turn. Okay. Okay, with YouTube being our main platform, how else do you guys use social media to enhance your online presence?
I feel like I use Instagram and Twitter more than anything else, and I use it to just like connect with my audience, like people who watch my videos, because it's the easiest place to talk to people. Sometimes I'll respond to YouTube comments, but it's like far easier to just reply to a tweet or a DM or something like that. And you can keep people more updated on your life because like sometimes I can't upload a video every single week, so I can like go on Instagram and say like, oh, this is what I'm doing right now, there will be a new video soon, and we can chat about the books that I'm currently reading and stuff like that. And it definitely helps like engage with your audience.
Anyone else?
I also feel like I use Twitter and Instagram the most, but I feel like they're more personal, whereas my YouTube channel is very predominantly bookish. But on Instagram and Twitter, I definitely post about my daily life more, and I feel like that's something that an audience really enjoys, not just hearing your thoughts on books, but also seeing that like you're a real person and you have other interests. But I also feel like related to books, Goodreads is probably one of my other biggest platforms. I post a review there everywhere, and it's really nice to get traffic from both places, to get, you know, people who watch me on YouTube read my Goodreads reviews and people who read my Goodreads reviews onto YouTube. So they're very interconnected.
Yeah, and there's, for me, you know, Instagram is a huge platform for me. I love it, and so is Twitter. But something I really love about Instagram, especially YouTube, is that you can go live on Instagram, and I know you can go live on YouTube as well, but I feel like it's more personable on Instagram, where you can respond to the, you know, the messages that you guys send us like right away, and I know we can do that on YouTube as well. It just, there's more traffic on Instagram, and it's really fun just holding your phone and going live rather than going on a computer, setting it down and whatnot. So it's just way more fun for me to do that. And like I always let like spoilers for like future books that I write slip on there, or I just talk about random stuff, or you get to see like a lot of my dogs, even though you see that everywhere as well. So your eyes will be blessed.
I think the difference between YouTube and other platforms is that like Instagram and Twitter is instant, and YouTube takes us a whole long time to make a video and post it. Like it takes 18 hours sometimes for me to put up a video, or 2 days. And I can just take a photo and then instantly put it to Instagram, and it's just a great way to talk to you guys and share what's going on with us.
I recently ditched Twitter because I'm done with it. I don't blame you. I don't like Twitter. It stresses me out. I find it really like an angry place. And so I still have my Twitter if there's something I want to share, or like if something important is happening, but I don't really use Twitter anymore. But Insta stories have changed the game for me. I don't enjoy making YouTube video or BookTube videos anymore that are like book hauls. Just personally, I still like watching them, but making them, I can just easily do it on an Insta story. Like I get home from the bookshop, or even better, I'm at the bookshop, and I'm like, guys, I'm buying this book. It's instant, it's fun, and it's easy and casual, and I feel like it inserts everyone into my day better.
Yeah, like Instagram Live is so amazing. It's
love it
so much
so
fun.
much.
Like when I'm bored at home and like I have no one to talk to, I can just go to Instagram Live and chat with you guys, and it's so much more fun. Yeah, and like Instagram stories are great. Like Snapchat, who? Say what?
What?
I still use Snapchat.
Stop it.
Well, it's my main dog posting platform. I'm really like promoting my dogs right now. You should follow them on Instagram. It's Fraser and Fiona.
No, you're good. Okay, Brian?
So my question to you guys would be, if through BookTube you found a book, if you could choose just one book to read for the rest of your life, what book would that be?
This means I can't read The Mortal Instruments, and I'm really offended.
Just one. It cannot be a series.
Just read for the rest of our life.
One book that you found through BookTube.
There
One.
are two very
Not a
clear
series,
ways.
not a compilation, just a series. Just one book.
Okay, they're struggling, so I'm going to start. I, a long time ago, found, and this was years and years ago, because of my friend Raylene. Does anyone remember Padfoot and Prong 07? Yes. That makes me really happy. She's such a great channel. She runs a bookshop near Vancouver now and is living the best life, if you were interested. But she introduced me to A.S. King, who is an incredible author of YA contemporary who incorporates magical realism into her stories. And so I would read Everybody Sees the Ants, which is about a boy who goes to sleep and has dreams, and when he wakes up, he takes things from the dream and they appear in his bed. So it's really trippy, but it's really beautiful and powerful.
So I would have to choose The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Sarah recommended it to me. And I just feel like it's such a timeless book. I feel like it's one that I can enjoy in my 20s, in my 40s, in my 60s. It's this really amazing adult fiction novel about a Hollywood starlet, and it's basically her life story and all of her scandals and why she had all of these 7 husbands, and it is just amazing, and I feel like I'll love it for the rest of my life.
Can I say Jane Eyre because I read it on BookTube?
We might give you a
Fine.
pass.
Yes.
Fine. Yeah, Jane Eyre because it's really long.
I would probably have to say The Night Circus, but like, who's surprised?
I need to read that.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say Outlander, but then I heard the rest of the question and it was like, yeah, but on BookTube. So I'm gonna have to say the Paper Princess series. Well, okay, the first book in the series. It's so good. I found out about it through this gal right here.
If I had to choose one book, I would choose a thriller. I would probably choose The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter.
I'm reading it now.
All right, Hannah?
All right, so my question for all of you is, what's the most difficult video that you have had to make, or what's the most difficult type of video that you have to make, if you don't have one single one? Difficult. Yeah.
I think the hardest thing I ever attempted so far was to make, and this was, okay, remember when YouTube had annotations that you could click on through videos? So everybody loves bookshelf tours, and I was like, that is so, like, how many times can I do this? It's getting repetitive. And I was like, what if I do an annotated bookshelf tour? Because I have one of those shelves from IKEA that's a bunch of cubes. So literally I made like, it was like 10 videos in one. You could click on any cube in the stupid shelf, click through, and it would be a specific tour of that one cubby.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
It took me 43 years.
I think I remember this.
I remember
It took forever.
fantastic.
But
Yeah.
Impressive.
ever since then, the hardest video I've made is the one I'm working on right now. I'm working on a full-length documentary about Instagram poetry, and it is so hard. Like, it is just so much work, but it's gonna be worth it, so.
Oh. Wait, I had it. Someone else going ahead of me.
I think that mine would have to be any of like my Moral Instruments videos that I did like trailers for, because it was a lot of work because you had to get everybody involved in it, and most of the people you got involved in it weren't into books or like, you know, just looked like the characters, and they're like, okay, you gotta like, you know, organize our schedules to go and film the video at the same time with, and like there was a lot of convincing, surprisingly. I'm like, but come on, it's a video. You just have to put baby powder in your hair to be Sebastian Morgenstern. So it was really hard and fun, but like till this day, there's some of my favorite, most like nostalgic videos that I ever created, and even like, you know, but I was gonna make a joke and say it was the video where I met Sam Hewen, because I had to keep it together throughout the whole entire video of meeting like my main man, my man crush Monday. So that was also really difficult because I couldn't fangirl too crazily, but I did afterwards. It was great.
Okay, I remembered. Anytime I do red carpet interviews, though I love doing them, don't get me wrong, but the stress and anxiety while doing it, because you have to like get the person over to you, you're like, hi, please come here, and it's like 3 hours of standing on your feet and talking to people and having your questions to your head, not having them on the paper, then going home and editing all of that and making sure it's a fun and interactive video. It's really hard.
Yeah, they're the worst. I would say the hardest one I've ever do is actually not book related, but it's probably my mental illness story, where I basically shared like 10 years of my life experience with mental illness, because although I've done a ton of like school visits, talking to students about it, like it was like my full story of things I've never shared before, and having to be so vulnerable for the first time and putting that on the internet was like a lot of emotional weight. But I'm so happy I did it, because it's like, I know it's touched so many people, and it's become so much easier to do that now that I was able to just film that one video.
And where can they find your mental health channel?
Oh, you can search Emma Giordano. I don't upload a lot. I'm working on it.
You just did. You just uploaded it. I watch all her
working
videos.
on it.
Do you want me to say mine?
You don't have to.
Oh, well, okay, mine was kind of similar to Emma's, but mine was my Turtles All the Way Down review, because I filmed that video 4 times, I think, and I didn't like any of them until like the last time. I was like, I give up, you have to upload this. It was just emotionally draining for me. And
It was a great review.
Thank you. It took so much energy out of me, because it was like also sharing a very personal story about my life. And yeah, it was just exhausting. And book reviews take so long to film, but they're my favorite, so.
Ariel?
All right, it is time for the final question. My question, and I love BookTube because it's so accessible to anyone. I think the magic of BookTube is that literally anybody can share their enthusiasm for books. However, I also like ambitious video projects. So, if you were granted $5,000 to make one BookTube video, it had to go to the production of one BookTube video, what would you make?
If I had $5,000 to create a BookTube related video, it would probably be recreating my favorite book scene from a book. So that's what I would do, like all the money, camera work, and lighting, makeup, and everything. Yeah, I would do that.
Do you know what book?
Does everybody know this book? The Raven Cycle?
I would absolutely do like a tour of different bookstores around the world,
Ooh,
and then like
great
vlog in all of them so that people get to like see more of the bookstores and like everywhere. Like,
So you get
there's-
to travel.
travel and
Yeah.
film in all the bookstores. Yeah, there's one I think in Argentina that I've wanted to see so badly because it's so beautiful. So yeah, that's what I would do.
I would do a really, really intense music video. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I want to do it the right way. I want to do Song of Persephone from Red Rising and like do it well. That's what I would do. I really want to do that. Yeah, fun.
So mine would also be kind of a more musically themed thing, even though I'm not musically gifted at all. But I want to go and get like background dancers. I want to go get like actual singers to sing the song, and I want to get all my BookTube friends, and I want us to go into one of the biggest bookstores in the world and film it. I think it'll be really cool. Like us going down escalators and dancing,
Would
but
it be
also
an original
background
song?
dancers. Yeah, it'll be like really cool. That'll be something. It'll
Yeah.
be crazy. But I mean, if somebody wants to fund it, hey, or any of our stuff, hey.
My answer is really boring. I love research. I love conducting research, and so I would love to do like a full-fledged scientific study on BookTube. And there's so much you can do with that. Like you could do something quantitative, like the influence of BookTube on book sales, which is very simplistic. Or you could do something with interviews, like how being a part of an online community fosters, like self-esteem and like a positive feeling. So I would just love to do like some concrete research on BookTube, film the whole process, and then get it published.
That's so cool.
If
I'm a nerd.
I got my $5,000, my $5,000 dream, I would fly to Mexico and I would go and visit all of the Frida Kahlo sites, and I would film book reviews about books that have anything to do with Frida Kahlo and just review them in beautiful Mexican locations. Because I love Frida Kahlo so much.
That sounds amazing. Okay, we're gonna go into our game. Hold up, I need someone from the audience to film this so I can have it for my channel. Amy. Or one of you guys. Amy can do it, she's done before. Okay, so this game I saw at Comic-Con and I'm stealing it for BookTube, okay? So, it's called Raise Your Hand If You... ... Okay, so this is all to do with BookTube, guys.
I'm
so,
nervous.
you have to admit to doing this. Any of these
Sounds
things.
good.
Okay? All right, number one. And you can add to it if it's really funny. Raise your hand if you've ever focused your camera with something else besides your hand.
Oh wait. Oh no.
Yes, you have your foot.
Wait. I thought you meant for a video.
For a video or photo.
Okay.
I've used my boyfriend. Just like, please stand there for a moment.
Yeah, I've used my mom, but I've also like used my phone.
Yeah.
Nothing, you guys are so boring. I've used like scissors and a book and my glasses and my dog.
So innovative. Your dog. That's a story for another day.
Well, he'll sit on my bed and I'll just be like, okay, Nico, stay there, and I focus on him.
I don't run away from me.
He's a good boy. Okay. Raise your hand if you've ever changed multiple times because you didn't like your top.
I changed so much.
I also like film like 3 videos at a time and just change my shirt so that everyone thinks it's different.
Lipstick, yeah.
Short hair and lipstick.
Hair and lipstick. Okay. Raise your hand if you've ever worn no pants while filming.
All the time. That is the one great thing about being a YouTuber. Is I can look so cute from the top up, but I can.
I know,
with my
but-
like comfy shorts.
Okay, I'm not talking about shorts. Have you ever just filmed a video in your underwear?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I didn't know if that's what we were talking about.
I'm really scared that like I'll have a reflective book cover behind me.
Oh my god.
I will not take that risk.
A little peep show.
The worst part of that is when like you're filming and then someone knocks on the door and you're not wearing pants and then you like can't go and answer the door, and so you have to like put on pajama pants and then like you look so weird when you answer the door.
I thrown on a blanket once and the guy looked at me like I was crazy, but I don't care. I was in my own house.
I have
Like
never
it
done
gets so
that.
hot under studio lights.
Yeah.
And it's like if I'm all made up from here up, like
I don't wanna be
I
sweating.
gotta be free.
Yeah.
Can't
That's a
relate.
tip for all you. You can do that. No one will know unless you admit it
What
on
if
stage.
there's a reflective book cover behind you? Worried.
Make sure there's not, Ariel. Okay. Raise your hand if you said you were going to read a book but never did.
All of you.
Everybody.
Every day of my life.
That's
Just
the
at
whole
me.
point.
Okay. Raise a hand if you stalked your current BookTube friends before you were friends.
Totally.
There was only like 5 of us back then. But Christine, I was like on your Instagram.
I sucked every one of you.
Thank you, Jillian. We appreciate that. Okay. Raise your hand if you sent an email to an author for an interview and never heard back.
Oh my god, it's so frustrating.
It's so nerve-wracking.
I've never done an interview.
It hurts the
Scariest thing
heart.
ever.
It's terrifying. Okay. Raise your hand if you've added a book to your currently reading on Goodreads but never finished it.
Christ.
Fault in our stars.
There's 3
Might
up
have
there
done
right
this
now.
I am like currently reading 28 books.
Yeah. Has anyone ever checked that, by the way, in the audience of us? No? Okay, we're not that cool. Got it. Okay. Raise your hand if you've commented on a video but never actually finished watching it.
Guilty.
I hope y'all never did that to me. Okay. Raise your hand if you bought a book because of hype but had no interest in reading it.
Ooh, I haven't done that.
No, it's $20.
It's expensive.
Who's got the cash? I don't got the cash.
I think I've done it. Okay. I'm just gonna raise my hand for that one. Okay. Raise your hand if you've used a clickbait title.
Recently. Not well as
Clickbait.
my clickbait's so like
Like,
lame.
you know it's gonna get the views.
You know it's
I know,
clickbait.
but, like,
you know it's
Popular books I didn't like, but that's literally the video.
Yeah, like clickbait meaning like I know this will get views, or clickbait meaning like this doesn't actually.
Like it's not in the video.
Yeah.
Okay, like for instance, when I do vlogs, I might take like a second of what was in the vlog and put it in the title, but like actually
yeah.
make it a bigger deal than it was.
Yeah, totally.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm so lame about all of us on BookTube. I feel like none of us really use like intense clickbait.
Yeah.
That's true. We don't.
Yeah.
Not like I peed on an airplane, but I was in the seat and the person next to me. Yeah. Okay, raise your hand if you've forgotten to take a thumbnail picture. This is boring.
And
It
it's
is a
obvious.
disaster.
I did
It
this
is
recently.
a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a crisis. You're watching your footage and like, when do I smile? When do I smile? When do I smile?
Ariel, I forgot to
It's
take
never
one.
good.
I forgot to take one for the
Never good
BookTubeathon once. So one time I had to redo all of my makeup, put on my costume, and then like take the thumbnail again.
Thank you for
that
your
video.
commitment to the BookTube.
Is anyone out there interested on how we take thumbnails so we can explain this to you? Okay. Okay, everyone tell them how you take thumbnails.
I feel like everyone does it. Like they take a screen cap of their video. I do photos because I just feel like the quality's better.
Yeah.
But I basically like if it's a book haul and I have like 20 books, I drop them about 20 times trying to get them to stand up.
Yeah.
Books are heavy.
Yeah, it's really awkward. If somebody ever walked in, I would be making all the poses that are like,
It's all good.
like that. Oh my gosh, are you kidding?
all good.
I'm not doing deposing. But you know, you make like the duck face, you make like the peace sign, you hold the books a different way, and like sometimes none of them ever work out. Yep, that's me.
Anyone else?
Yeah, for me, it's like the last 5 minutes of my footage. It's just like video of me going like,
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds of us
That's
just
it.
posing, and then we'll screenshot it in editing. So
Yeah.
that's how it's done. Okay. Raise your hand if you forgot. Nope, I already did that one. Raise your hand if you've ever filmed out of focus.
Ooh, that's the worst.
That's the worst.
it was such a long video too.
It was in the cold weather too for mine.
Oh, was that the snow one that you did?
Yeah, no, I filmed outside in the snow thinking it'd be really
you still
pretty.
posted it.
And I still posted it. I was dedicated. It's cold.
Okay. All right. Raise your hand if you watch videos on 2 speed.
Always.
I would watch them on 3 if I could.
never
I've never really done that.
If it's a
before.
20-minute video, I do not want to just. I'm just like.
I have no
speed into that.
patience
It's like how people apparently speed up audiobooks.
Oh, I do that.
That sounds
I
so
do
dumb
that.
to
I
me.
do
Like
that.
when I hear it, they sound like little robots. I'm like, this isn't fun.
But think how
The
fast
2x
you'll read it.
The 2x speed is a lifesaver when watching bookshelf tours.
Oh,
you
yes.
just fly
Oh,
through
yeah.
that so fast.
I feel like people can't watch my videos on 2 times speed because it's just I just
You already
speak
talk too fast.
Same.
So like I feel like it's like a standard like
No,
you
we
have
watch
to
it
watch
at
my channel.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
All right, last one. Raise your hand if you have IKEA Billy shelves. Audience
Wow.
members, you can
No,
join
you guys
too.
know.
Let's see how many people have them.
The souvenir
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go into Q&A. So if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll pick you. Someone pick.
I don't want to go first.
Who's picking?
You pick.
I pick.
Puffy jacket.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I saw this jacket on Emma's channel. It's like, I need this.
It's very cute.
So, as you know, you all are pretty big booktubers, and so who are some of your favorite smaller booktubers?
My favorite channel that I'm really obsessed with right now is called Little Spider 9. She mainly talks about Asian American literature, which is really, really cool. And I just love her. I think she has like around 6,000 subscribers, and she's really good. Everyone should go see her.
I love Roxy from the Novel Sanctuary. If you guys watch her videos, she's fantastic. She reads a lot of Latinx literature. I don't know how many subscribers she has. I think like around 1,000 or something like that. But she's amazing. I also love Kav, who is here. They're a great person, and they talk so much about like diversity in literature, and it's wonderful.
So this one is a Canadian booktuber from Canada. His name is Jay. His name is Jay. His channel name is Captured in Words, and he's one of the few male booktubers that I watch. And also Cav as well. I love it. And there's also an Australian booktuber. Her name is Chelsea. I can't really pronounce it, but I also watch her as well.
Obviously, Sarah without an H. Right there. And all of our lovely friends who are sitting right here, we all love your BookTube channels. One of my other favorite channels, she does kind of what I do. She pairs what her passions are, which is movies. And it's Caitlin from Big Screen Books. And I love her videos.
I love Irish Reader. He is so great, so funny. I love him so much. And it's really great because we were friends. He came to one of our events, and like we just clicked right off the bat, and his videos are so wonderful. I'm not sure how many subscribers he has because I don't really check subscribers that often. I just like, if I love a video, I'll just subscribe right away. But like, he's so wonderful, and I recommend everybody watch him. He has an Irish accent, that's awesome.
I love Spencer from Common Spence. I feel like he could get me to read absolutely any book in the entire world. He's just so enthusiastic and like happy to be on BookTube, and that's one of my favorite things to find. It's just people who you can just tell that they're excited to be here. Next question.
I think it's safe to say that BookCon, not BookCon, we're at BookCon. I think it's safe to say that BookTube has changed all of your lives for the better. But where do you think you would be if BookTube had never come into your life in the first place?
Spain. I'm kidding. I don't know.
Well, BookTube came for me at the most crucial time of my life. My mom recently passed away, and I was looking for an outlet to kind of put all my emotions, and that ended up being BookTube, and it really saved my life in a lot of ways. So I don't know where I would be, honestly. I think I would be fine right now, but I don't think I would be nearly as happy as I would have been because BookTube has truly transformed my life for the better. But I would probably be either at school for astronomy or like, I don't know, like maybe like taking care of dogs at a shelter. I honestly don't know, but those are two things that I would still do for like today. So it'd just be a different type of place, and I don't know how well I would be mentally. So BookTube has helped a lot.
I always say that I don't know where I would be as a person. I feel like so much of my identity and like who I am today has come from BookTube in one way or another. But I always like to say that like if I never was introduced to BookTube and I never started buying as many books or spending money on book conventions, I would probably be spending all my money on concerts and like following music festivals around the country, because that's what I was doing before BookTube.
All right, let's go to someone else in the audience. White hat.
With the rise of own voices and we need diverse books, do you think it's important for BookTube to start diversifying their YouTubers as well?
100%.
Diversifying what? I didn't hear.
Like your BookTube, like your subscription feed, like not only reading diverse books but also supporting diverse creators.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I don't think that like, it's not that like a white booktuber can't talk about those books, of course, but I think that you get a completely different perspective when you're reading a book or having someone who has the background of that specific book talk about that book. Like for me, like being like Persian, talking about books that like I have read where there's like Persian identity in it is completely different versus someone who doesn't have that same like background or understanding, as the same goes for like sexuality or anything else. And I think it's extremely important, and I think that people do definitely need to diversify their subscription feeds. There are so many incredible like booktubers of color out there, booktubers with different sexualities out there who talk about these things all the time, and they're all so fantastic, and they're there if you find them. They exist.
Yeah, I agree because I remember I read a book that had a mixed race character in it, and I was like, oh, that wasn't very good. And then someone was like, I love that they weren't mixed race, and they're like, this has great mixed race representation. I was like, nah, not really. So it does really help to diversify. And like you said, everyone has an opinion and everyone's opinion is valid, but it's great to get just as many opinions as you can.
I would say if you want the top of BookTube to be diverse, you have to start with your own subscription feed. So, you know, if you're seeing that your entire subscription feed feature people with the same identities, maybe search them. I mean, you know, there's playlists out there of booktubers of color, there's playlists out there of booktubers of different sexualities. There's a million ways to diversify your subscription box, but it really starts at home.
More questions? Where's our redder? Right here.
Hi, I just wanted to ask if there's any misconceptions of BookTube or the book community that you would like to like raise awareness for.
I don't read as much as anyone thinks I read. Like, I feel like because I make BookTube videos, people are like, oh, you must read like 3 books a week. And because I'm in my master's program right now, I just like read like a book a month, like for fun. For school, I read a lot, but I don't put that on Goodreads because who the hell cares? But yeah, so I think that there's this assumption that because you make book videos, that must mean that you literally spend your entire life reading, and are reading like 100 books a year. But I think that that's not true at all.
I think another misconception is just that is all you do. You just read books, you don't do anything else, you're lazy, you're at home, and you're not doing anything productive with your life. The amount of times I've gotten comments that are like, why don't you go outside and like, you know, smell the roses, or like, you know, they would criticize, you know, how I live my life, or other of our lives. It's just like, you know, you don't know what's going on beyond our filming, and you see us on social media, but you don't really truly know what we're doing behind the scenes. Like, you know, for example, like a lot of people don't know that I'm at school for history, getting my major in that, and a lot of people don't know about like what a lot of us do beyond that. So we try to share that as much as we can. Sorry, there's a bird over there, and I got really, I was like, is that a drone? But you know, it's like you see a lot of us, but you don't see all of us, and we try to let you know what we're up to and what we're doing. But some stuff is just not shown, and that doesn't mean that we're not doing anything.
All right, over here in the white jacket? Yeah.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Serena. I'm from the channel Follow the Books. I'm a POC booktuber. I'm Puerto Rican. So my first question is, Emma, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling so much better. I had food poisoning yesterday, but I'm like a million times better. Thank you for asking.
Of course. And the question for all of you is, what's your favorite video you guys have ever made on your channel?
My favorite video?
Your favorite video?
I would say any of my interviews with Cassandra Clare. Like, I will go back and watch those as an old woman, and I'll be like, that was one of the greatest moments of my life. Like, I love those videos so much.
I think any of my vlogs when I travel with my friends, they're just my memories, and so I love just to read. Those are the videos I rewatch the most. I just watch like my friends' videos, and especially, and we went to Vancouver and we visited where they filmed Once Upon a Time, and when I went with Christine, Outlander, Scotland.
To Scotland.
All of my travel vlogs. This is my favorite.
I also really like rewatching my vlogs. I think some of my vlogs are my favorite too because it's just like memories in like one place. But my favorite video I've ever made is definitely my, I think 20 lessons I've learned from Harry Potter. I think that's what I titled it or something. Just because it was so much fun to like put together and like plan. That was like one of the only videos I've ever scripted. So yeah, it was really fun.
I really like vlogs as well, and I also really like wrap-ups and recent reads, so you can like let people know what you thought of the book and whatnot. And I also like getting into like bookish skits, or like different kind of videos. So that's it.
I really like reading vlogs, and I know I haven't done tons of them, but whenever I do a reading vlog, I just have a lot of fun doing it because it really motivates me to read as much as I can within like 24 hours or a week, and it really is a great, inspiring thing to do, and I love seeing everybody else's too.
I also agree with Brand. Like, wrap-ups are my favorite to film every month. And like the videos I made for like the Buy No Bibliothon and like my super old BookTube-a-thon videos, like I love, they're so cringy, but like I had so much fun filming them, and they're just like a lot of fun.
And also recommendation videos. I just recently got into that too.
Love those.
Every BookTube video. Every BookTube video is my favorite.
Do we have time for one more? Two more. Okay, I don't have two more. Oh, over here.
She's so excited.
Hi. So, if you wrote a book, and Sasha, I know you've already written a book. If you wrote another book, what would you title it? All of you can answer
All of
this.
us, I'm like, oh gosh. I feel like I can't say because I already have a title for my next part with the two next ones. So if I say anything, but I know what mine would be if it, like this would never be a thing, but I would just be like, I love Sam Hugh, and here are 100 reasons why.
Mine would probably be, I can't believe you actually did this.
I always said that, as a joke to my family, that I would write a book about my deepest fears, and it would be called Antiques in the Basement.
I would pick up that book at a bookstore just for the title.
If I did write one, it would be the chaos sequence. Yeah,
I'd read that.
I mean, I'm writing one, and I feel like I can't share it, but I don't. Thank you for the question. All right, any more?
Can we do the girl with the blue scrunchie on her wrist? Because she's waving so excitedly.
Yes. Blue scrunchy girl. And the amazing pins.
Thank you.
That's your book title.
Big Scrunchy Girl and the Amazing Pins.
Thank you. So, anybody can answer this if you have something to add, but this is mostly for Ariel. I'm a junior in high school, and there's so much pressure about college and planning out your future and everything. And you and the Vlog Brothers are my main online source for when I wanna kind of relieve that pressure, because I know you are you've made a lot of videos and Instagram posts about how you're straying away from typical academia, and a lot of your videos, my favorite ones, are things I've never seen other booktubers do. They're just things that you're passionate about, the video you made about books that you thought nobody would be interested in. That was so much fun to watch. How do you just proceed with your life in your BookTube channel, not having that kind of set path that everybody expects? How do you deal with the pressure of that, knowing that you're kind of doing things on your own?
Right. So I talk a lot about how much I'm struggling with my master's program, just because it's extremely difficult, and I know that in my real life there are people that are really struggling with school. So I try to share that online, and overall the response has been amazing, because I found that a lot of people struggle with school. And I know, Hannah, you're also really stressed out about school. So one of the things that is great for me is that BookTube is actually a place so that I can find a release and make something creative, and kind of escape that pressure from school. But yeah, it's just amazing to me to be able to, are you filming something? It's amazing to be able to have a place where you can just let go and remember what you like. What is it that you want to do with your life? What makes you happy? For me, it's video making. Therefore, do that. Honestly, I had an epiphany, and I was the only thing you can do in your life is what makes you happy. And if that's reading, or if that's sharing reading, then that's what you should be doing.
I think we have time for just one quick question. Someone else pick.
Lightning round.
Can we do the girl in the white jacket? Because
Yeah, I was
you were
right.
gonna
We do
pick
last time. We
earlier.
didn't get picked.
Also, thank you. Let's everybody clap for Danny, who's running around with the
Hi, so I have a BookTube channel, and I specialize in underrated books. So what's one book that you absolutely love that many people don't know about? Thanks
Underrated
for answering.
books? Was it underrated?
I have so many.
I have one. Nora and Kettle by Lauren Nicole Taylor. It's kind of a Peter Pan retelling, not really a retelling, mostly inspired by it, but it's about, it takes place after post-Japanese internment in New York City, and it's about this Japanese-American boy and this white girl and their relationship, and it's really, really beautiful.
I don't know.
I feel like everything I read is underrated, and I'm like, I'm never reading something cool. I'm like always right behind the trend, just trying to follow it, and I'm never actually catching up.
Okay, because I think this is underrated because it hasn't made the New York Times bestseller list, so we're gonna say it. Sleeping Giants by Sylvan Newell. I have like tried to make all my friends read it. Jesse read it, yeah, and Kat read it, yeah. I love that book so much. It's an adult sci-fi, so I feel like none of YA people read it because it's adult sci-fi.
I'm gonna say Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
Wait, what's it about? Who's in it? Is
What?
it contemporary fiction?
But a lot of people like I don't know haven't seen it. I have watched all the movies and read the books.
Okay,
multiple times. But every time I ask somebody, they're like, "Oh no, I haven't seen the movies or seen one, or I just read one book." But
I don't have good friends.
I would hate that.
I've been talking about this book so much, and I know that a lot of people have read it, but I still feel like just like not enough people in the widespread public know about it. It's called The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. It's a really, really emotional novel about sexual assault, and I just can't think about anything else but this book, and it's so amazing.
I feel like all the books I've ever read. Well, I feel like I can't think of a good one right now. That is like my favorite, but like it was underrated when I originally read it, so I'm gonna say it now. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. It's so good. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, that's it.
Thank you all so much. Can we take a quick selfie so everyone's gonna be like, woo, in the back? Yeah? Okay.